back from watching the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice screening early, and holy motherfucking shit, it was amazeballs. Legitimately, this movie was awesome. Now, I'm going to let you guys know this is my spoiler-filled review. I will be making a spoiler-free one. Go check that out. But yes, oh my god, there will be totally spoilers because there's so much I want to talk about. First things first, freaking Batman kills people. There's no way around this. Batman kills people in this movies because there's no motherfucking way those people got out of the way when he was just blowing shit up. This might be the best Batman ever, not because he kills people, but because he's a motherfucking badass. This dude takes on so many people, and he's just like, oh my god, that fight scene where he's all like, bam! He got shot in the face, and he was like, bitch! He was like, whoa! He was just fucking fighting everybody! That is Batman. Like, Batman can take on so many people at once because he's so skilled. Like, this is, oh my Jesus, the best portrayal of Batman. Yes, it's like, oh, it's only one movie. No, legitimately, I saw all of Nolan's, I saw all of Keaton's, I saw all of this. In badassery-ness, this Batman is the best. I haven't even freaking talked about the Superman fight yet, but I want to talk about Superman and Wonder Woman before I get into the rest of the movie. Let's talk about Superman because yes, he was also in this movie, and man, oh man, Superman was, I mean, he's a badass. He was saving people. Like, you saw why he was a god, and everybody's like, ooh, let me touch a god, he's so gaudy. Because he saves people, and he showed a lot of that, and that is what Superman does, and that was pretty badass. But oh, man, some of the scenes, that fight scene at the end, Superman, oh, we gonna get to that soon. Superman was a badass in this film, although he might have been taking a lot of L's in this movie, but he was still fucking great. You had Batman, you had Superman, but you wanna know who might have been the best person in this movie? Motherfucking Wonder Woman. First off, she is so gorgeous in this movie. Like, oh, Gal Gadot. Is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot? I don't care. You are glamorously awesome, beautiful lady. Gal is beautiful, but she backs up that beauty with badassery because holy shit, when Wonder Woman drops into this movie, she's just like, and she has her music, and you're just like, oh, motherfucking Wonder Woman, she drops into this movie and you're just like, oh, she comes in and she brings the house down. She came to fight. She was all like, boys, back up. Wah! I love her. I just want to marry her. And I know Gal's already married and she's got a family or whatever, but I just want to marry her because she's just freaking Wonder Woman is the greatest ever. I'll get more into Wonder Woman in a little bit because I don't want to talk about that fight scene just yet. Now that I expended a lot of my energy, let's go ahead and start from the beginning of the movie and go forward. The movie starts off with the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne. You know, in the classic outside the movies, they're going towards an alley. This is the best death scene of the Wayne family I have ever seen because, oh my god, just the imagery of the pearls breaking is like the most iconic thing in Batman. Not the most iconic, but you know what I'm saying? When it comes to their death, they always have the pearls break. But this one has the pearls breaking with the gun on the freaking necklace, and the guy shoots it and breaks the pearls. Like, the imagery of that was amazing, and I was like, oh, no. You know how close a gun needs to be to you to break a pearl necklace with the gun? Pretty fucking close. That's gacho for Maggie of The Walking Dead. We cut to the funeral while freaking Bruce is running through the woods, falls into the cave. That's where you see the bats. Now, I know Marvel fanboys that really just totally want to hate this movie for the sake of hating it. They're gonna be like, oh man, that part was stupid where freaking Bruce Wayne was being covered by the bats like they were carrying him out of the cave. That's fucking stupid. Look, bitch, okay, it was a dream sequence. Nothing makes sense in dreams because you can do whatever, and he says the freaking bats carried him to the light. It's a motherfucking dream, bitch. From there, we go to Bruce Wayne's point of view of seeing all the destruction that happens in Metropolis, and holy shit, it was awesome. It just builds on top of the reason why Batman feels he needs to destroy Superman. Like I said before, there's a lot of Superman saving people throughout the early start of the film. Then we get to see a lot of the Batcave and Alfred working on shit, working on the voice box for freaking the Batsuit, working on the Batmobile, a lot of cool little shit. We got to see that Robin suit and all of that jazz, which is always cool. Of course, we see Batman being Batman, but like I said, he's more of a badass and he's ruthless where he's branding people and just beating the shit out of them because he wants answers, because he feels that there's a bomb being brought into Gotham And it turns out that it's freaking Lex Luthor trying to bring in a big-ass thing of kryptonite. Bruce Wayne gets invited to a LexCorp party. He's like, that's where I'm gonna get the information about this freaking bomb and shit. Who else is there? Wonder Woman. Who else is there? Superman. They all meet each other there. Well, freaking Superman and Wonder Woman don't meet each other, but blah, blah, blah. There's story building, there's the party scene, there's all of that jazz. I'm not gonna bore you with that, but the next thing I want to talk about is the freaking dream sequence of Batman in that whole desert arc and the world like destroyed around him. This was a nightmare scene. It was confirmed a long time ago, but seeing this play out, it was awesome because Batman, of course, is undercover. Superman has this army of soldiers and he's just like taking over the world and shit. And Batman thinks he's gonna get a lot of kryptonite to take him out. It's a trap, so he has to fight all these people, and holy shit, he just kills people flat out in this dream. Again, he's just like, boom, 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 pa, 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 boom, pa, pa, and just killing everybody. This Batman's a bad mamma jamma. Anyways, it freaking ends with him being tied up. Superman unmasks him, kills everybody around him. Then he kills Batman, and he wakes up from the dream. And when he wakes up, who's there? The motherfucking Flash? That's right, the freaking Flash showed up from the future. The future! Bruce is just sitting there. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And the Flash is like, yo, am I early? I'm early. I didn't really catch everything he said, but I totally made out that he was like, oh, I'm early. Protect, save her, blah, blah, blah. He was saying some crazy shit. I'll find that out on Thursday or Friday whenever I go see it again. But yes, the Flash came from the future. Awesome, guys. Like I'm telling you, there was just... I know I'm going to leave some stuff out in this freaking spoiler review, but yes, we saw the Flash from the future. And then, I don't... brain malfunction, but if I remember right, I think that nightmare scene happens before Bruce finds out that Lex has the kryptonite thing that he needs to take to beat Superman. So Batman's gonna go steal this kryptonite from Lex Luthor, and while he tries to do that, he's all chasing these guys, he's shooting people like crazy, he's blowing up cars, he's doing all this shit. Like I said, he kills people in this movie because there's no way they survive this shit. Anyways, while he's chasing that truck, that is the scene that you might have already seen where freaking his car runs into Superman and it's the whole, tell me, do you bleed? You will. That whole scene happens and just pushes Batman even farther to wanting to fight Superman. This next moment totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting it. Everybody in the theater was not expecting it, and it was just crazy. So, that scene that you might have seen in the trailers where freaking Superman is in the courtroom, right? And he's just there and he's gonna talk to everybody. They're like, oh, this is a thing of trust and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, that thing ends in a massive explosion that everybody thinks Superman caused. And it's so crazy that he's just there and he's all, huh? Boom! And you see him standing in the Inferno. The whole Capitol building explodes and he's just standing there like, oh, fuck. After that happens, Bruce is like, fuck that. He breaks into LexCorp and takes the freaking kryptonite and he starts gearing up to fight Superman. And it goes that whole montage where he's like freaking grabbing all the weights and the tires and he's all like, He's building freaking kryptonite bombs and he's building a freaking kryptonite spear and shit. Like he is going to town to kill Superman. One thing I forgot to mention was when Batman breaks into all the LexCorp files, he finds a freaking meta project or whatever file folder and it has all of the Justice League in there and oh my god, I got such a boner. Wonder Woman had stole the files from freaking Batman and she ended up giving them back because she couldn't decipher them and whatever. Of course, Batman could. And he ends up sending her the files with the folder in it because it has a photo of her from 1918 and that's when Batman finds out who she is and he finds out about the rest of the Justice League. She ends up opening the files and seeing the Flash save someone. We get to see freaking Jason Momoa as Aquaman being all badass and we get to see freaking Cyborg become Cyborg. All of that was awesome and the cool thing about this movie is you automatically thought like, alright, freaking Batman's gonna want to fight Superman because he's killed all these people in Metropolis and all that jazz. But no, it's not really what happens. Yes, Batman's pissed about all that, but the only reason they fight is because Lex kidnaps freaking Lois Lane and his mom He kidnaps both of the women he loves and he forces Superman to fight Batman. Superman doesn't want to fight Batman. He has no reason to fight Batman, but what he ends up doing is like, all right, Lex is forcing him, so he goes to meet Batman, and from the start, he's all like, I need to convince Batman to help me, but Batman's all like, fuck that, bitch, I got you, and he tries to do all his smart Bruce Wayne shit to beat Superman. Superman's countering all that. He hits him with a kryptonite bomb, and that's how they get evenly matched, and they're fighting, and it wears off, then they fight, and it's just a solid fight, and it's just so good. And oh my gosh. So we see this whole fight unfolding and Batman wins. Yes, people, he wins. If it wasn't for Lois Lane coming in, he would have put a spear through freaking Superman. But Batman being Batman, he thinks about it and he's all like, oh shit, and he throws the spear and he's automatically ready to help Superman get his mama back. My brain is all over the place, but before all that, freaking Lex got access to freaking General Zod's body and his ship, and he ends up creating Doomsday with all of that shit. Fast forward to the Batman-Superman fight, and after that fight, freaking Batman's like, look, I promise you I'll save your mom. You go to the freaking spaceship and fight whatever the hell's gonna be there, and that is where Superman and Doomsday fight. Guys, holy shit, the fight between Superman and Doomsday was so epic. It's exactly what you would think would happen between them. So much destruction. Superman's all like, oh shit, I gotta do this. And when they're fighting, they're just destroying all this shit. And Superman's all like, nah, bitch. And he freaking flies all the way up into the sky and takes Doomsday with him. And America and freaking everybody else is like, oh, we should probably shoot a nuke at this bitch. And they shoot nuclear missiles at him, and they freaking hit him, and oh my god, freaking Doomsday falls all the way to the ground, and Superman is in space, just fucking like torn up, and he looks all zombified, and it looks like just like the motherfucking panel from The Dark Knight Returns, and it's just like, oh! It was so awesome, and then after that, freaking Doomsday, he falls back to Earth, and he starts morphing into the badass Doomsday, because if you guys didn't know, Doomsday evolves, and he gets stronger every time he gets hurt, and holy shit, he starts growing spikes and shit, and Batman's all like, I think I can fight this guy, and he's all shooting him with his machine guns, and he's all like, I gotta get him back to Gotham, because the only way we're gonna beat him is with the kryptonite spear. So Batman tries to take on Doomsday, and that shit ain't gonna work. Doomsday's like, ah, freaking breaks the freaking Batmoplane and whatever you want to call it. And that is when the gorgeous, super big, beautiful Wonder Woman appears. She comes in like a boss, guys. Like, oh my god, it was just so, that the portrayal of Wonder Woman is so good in this film. And that, I'm just gonna say, that fight scene that happens after this, like after Wonder Woman shows up and they all start teaming up and freaking Superman and all this, like, it is the best fight scene I've ever seen in a comic book movie. I'm not trying to be biased. When you see it for yourself, you try to tell me that there's another better battle scene than that one in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. It was so fucking epic. Powers, might, smarts, everything in that battle was awesome. Freaking Trinity fighting together was so awesome. And what does Wonder Woman do to Doomsday? She fucking cuts his arm off. And what does he do? He's all like, bitch. And he grows an epic spike hand arm thingamabob. And shortly after that happens, the biggest shocker of them all happens. And it's the freaking death blow. Superman knows he needs to take out Doomsday because this motherfucker is destroying everything. Wonder Woman is giving it her all. She's holding her own. She can take care of herself. Batman obviously has to dodge a lot of shit, but he's still in the fight. And what happens is Super freaking Wonders Man, blah, 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 blah. Again, brain fart. Wonder Woman is there fighting on her own. And what happens is Superman is all like, Lois, I gotta do this. Because there was some shit. She was trapped. He had to save her. She had the kryptonite spear. And it's hurting him, obviously. But he's all like, I gotta do this. I'm sorry. So he freaking grabs the spear. It's killing him because it's kryptonite. Doomsday is freaking like powering up or whatever. Freaking Wonder Woman throws her lasso of truth and oh shit, it looks so awesome on camera. And she freaking pulls it. She's holding Doomsday and he's all like, ah! And he's trying to break out. Freaking Batman freaking shoots a cannon freaking bomb of kryptonite in his face. So that starts weakening Doomsday. And Superman comes out of nowhere with the spear and he's all like, ah! And and he stabs Doomsday right in the fucking chest, but Doomsday stabs freaking Superman in the chest, and Superman's like, and they're both dying. They're freaking both delivering a death blow to each other, and Superman pushes the spear through Doomsday, and Doomsday's like, ah! And he freaking does it to Superman, and they fucking die. Superman dies! And at that point, you're just like, they killed Superman in this movie! The death of Superman happened in Dawn of Justice. Have you ever read the death of Superman, the comic? He dies at the hand of Doomsday, and freaking him and Doomsday give the death blow to each other, and it freaking happened in this movie! Oh my gosh! God, it was epic! After that, they just kind of say some stuff that kind of sets up the Justice League movie. Freaking Wonder Woman says a little bit of stuff about her to Bruce, and Bruce is like, we gotta get this whole other metas together because they're gonna need a fight because I have a feeling something's coming. And that is just a reflection of what's to come for the Justice League, because it's obviously going to be Darkseid. If you watch the movie, you're going to see these little hints that are totally Darkseid coming. But yes, oh my gosh, guys, like, this movie was so good. The only reason you're gonna hate this movie is if you want to hate this movie. If you're a comic book fan and you love comic book movies, this movie is going to get you hyped. Of course I give this movie a 10 out of 10. DC is coming hard at the whole freaking comic book movie verse. Everybody was saying like, oh, they're not gonna be able to do it right. Marvel's been doing this for 10 years. DC was like, you know what? We're gonna do shit our way and it's gonna be awesome, and it was. And guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought this movie started off kind of slow, and I was like, man, I hope this picks up. But no, Act 2 and 3 fucking go off. Go watch this movie. Like 100% go watch this movie because damn, it was great. Now, I know there's some things I missed. One of my friends was telling me that there was somewhat of a Green Lantern reference in there, and I was like, oh shit, it was something I missed. I haven't read too many Green Lantern comics, so it's totally something I didn't catch, but I know there's a bunch of Easter eggs I may have missed. I'm gonna see this movie on Thursday and Friday, so hopefully I'll catch them and I'll make another video. Be like, guys, I saw this in the second or third viewing, and holy shit. Like, oh, I'm so glad. 3 years of wanting to see this movie, and it paid off. It was so worth the wait. And oh my, the trailers, guys, I was so scared because I thought I was watching everything in the trailers. I've said it holy shit a million times today, but the trailers, nothing happened in the right order. It was crazy, and you're just like, whoa, you thought something was gonna happen. The Batman fight scene that you might have seen already where he takes out all those dudes, like if you saw that in the previews, that happens towards the end of the movie. You would think that would happen before, but no, it happened towards the end, and it was so worth the wait. Like, but that is it for my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice review, guys. Like I said, this was spoiler-filled. More than likely, I will be dropping the spoiler-free one before this one comes out. But I hope I brought the hype. If you haven't seen it yet, go see this fucking movie. It is great. But I want to know, did you guys like it? If you've already seen it, let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your buddies, your parents, your grandparents, everybody, because they need to see this fucking movie. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel, because you know you want to freaking see it. As always, guys, I am your host, Juicebox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bam!